Says live, 23 seconds, top corner.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
It's showtime.
It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Circle the Bay Podcast, episode 123. Of course, Bray Wyatt was messing with our live stream here. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Damn white right.
It might have been GTV.
Right? Oh, GTV, ladies and gentlemen. The host of TV is what I would see. And of course, let me go ahead and introduce El Director, the director of all directors that takes you downtown, everywhere, coast to coast, especially because you guys got to come hear this upcoming new single from FDS, Fake Destroyed. Let me play it for them. Introduce the director himself.
I can be clear despite all the noise. Endlessly echoes the sound of your voice. The sound of my voice. Found one that bring off the word that destroys. Open my eyes to the sound of your voice. I gave up on existence. Set up with forgiveness. To the world where dry and fast my eyes and left for persistence.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Here, that's the director himself, Chris Kennedy. And that new single from Fake Destroyed will be out on November 11th. Make sure that you guys follow Fake Destroyed all over the social media platforms. It's on our LINKTREE, so you can follow Fake Destroyed. And director, let them know any upcoming shows coming up for Fake Destroyed.
Nothing announced yet, but they are in talks. So the most I got for you is November 11th. Our next single, 47, comes out everywhere you stream music.
That is right. And of course, he is back, ladies and gentlemen, after a 10-day hiatus. You saw him back this past Monday, and now he's back in action. I'll let the intro speak for itself.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
That's right. You don't need no roads because he is back here on COD, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man, I'm so happy to be back. Gosh, it feels so good to be back. I was so depressed last week. I wanted to be a part of this so fucking badly, but I'm glad to be back. The Marty McFly of professional wrestling podcast.
There you go. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Were you even born in the 80s, my guy?
Not at all.
I'm a year older than Back to the Future. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into Dynamite, we're going to just break down these very quickly. It's just very quick. Just want to give very brief thoughts, and I want to get to Nero's side, even though he covered it fully. I'm not here to cover it fully, but I just want to get to Nero's thoughts very quick on Bound for Glory that happened this past Friday. It was a fantastic show. I want to just give a shout out to Eddie Edwards and Josh Alexander for an incredible main event. That was a banger of a fucking main event. TK, there you go. Banger, banger, banger. And Bully Ray winning, the call your shot. And now he's the number one contender for the, Impact World Championship. So, oh, shit, here we go. We got, he is here. And ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and introduce him. Mr. 69 himself. Invisible hand of podcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, MGC, Matt Callis in the house. All for this. What is going on, TK? That's right. What's going on,
Hello,
Tim?
Tim K.
That's right.
Nah,
Make sure
homie.
you subscribe to the Wrestling Index podcast, ladies and gentlemen. They bring you banger content from the Banger podcast. Banger. That's right. But just to know, very brief, give us your thoughts of Bound for Glory.
I thought Bound for Glory was a great show. I really enjoyed a lot of the matches, especially the title matches. The main event was an absolute banger. Shout out to Tim in the comments. We actually talked about this on Monday. The only thing that I did not like about this show was Bully Ray winning that battle royal and becoming the number one contender. And it's just for the simple fact that Impact Wrestling's been really building up Macklin as the next big guy. Macklin has won that triple threat barbed wire massacre match against Moose and Sami Callihan. And it looked like a perfect opportunity for him to get that next step by winning the Call Your Shot Battle Royal and becoming the number one contender. And yeah, he made it to the final two, but he lost it to Bully Ray, who, come on, like I understand why Bully Ray is there, and you could build new stars by having a legend like Bully Ray on your roster. And he's a legend of Impact Wrestling. He's a TNA Hall of Famer, but still, I think that you're taking away from a young guy who could be a next big star by giving it to a guy who's already past his prime. I wouldn't be mad at Macklin being in a feud with Bully Ray, but I don't think Bully Ray needed to win this, and he definitely doesn't need a match with Josh Alexander for the world title, especially after fucking 5-6 year hiatus. Come on. But besides that, the show was great. Love the tag match between the OGK and the Motor City Machine Guns. Love the Marsha Slamovich versus
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace. Gosh, it was on the tip of my tongue. Still a little rusty from time off, but Jordan Grace, that was a great matchup. But overall, good show. I enjoyed it. Just a little questionable booking with that battle royal.
Oh, definitely. I don't know.
Shout out to Raven. Sorry, not to cut you off, but shout out to Raven's Hall of Fame speech. Love Raven.
Oh man,
hitting the DDT on Tommy was fucking awesome.
I used to literally dress like Raven in like junior high school.
Awesome.
Like there's a picture somewhere. I gotta find it. It's pretty fucking cringe.
Yeah,
he had a good style. It was late 2000s or late 90s.
But I shout out to Raven, man, and Tommy Dreamer for that speech that he gave for Raven. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. That was really, really awesome. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to catch it or watch any highlights. Director or Matt Callis, you want any brief thoughts on Bound for Glory?
Well, I think one of the main things is Bobby Fish, Frankie Kazarian, Speedball Mike Bailey. I just saw his name on, I know how you feel about him, Dave Meltzer's list for like top matches, but I guess Speedball Mike Bailey is somebody we're studying definitely right now, somebody not to sleep on. If he makes that top 10 list and in the above 5-star, 9-star, 8-star matches, he's definitely somebody you got to look up. Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yeah, he's incredible.
My thoughts on Bully Ray, I'm wondering if whenever we get an older wrestler kind of putting themselves in an advantageous position, I wonder if it should be called pulling a Hulk Hogan or whatever.
Like he did marry Hogan's daughter.
Is he pulling a Hulk Hogan, or is he, trying to help new talent? I don't know what he's going for.
I don't know what he's doing either, but that promo that he took on Josh tonight was sick. I mean, you have to go back and see it. I mean, people who, I know we don't report much Impact, but that promo, that segment was a banger, from Bully Ray. And I like how he really told Josh, look, I didn't beat you up. I didn't beat you up, but, in the back. I backstabbed my brother. I backstabbed everybody in the business. So he referenced WWE. So, you have to see it. So, to get a better, explanation than I'm giving it. But, all right, move on very quick. Of course, we all knew it. He's here. He is here. Let him in. And you let him into that door. And
let it out and let it in.
He got
a fiend began.
Bray Wyatt returning. At Extreme Rules, man. I was happy. It was stoked. I mean, I was the live stream. Shout out to TK. I was on their podcast, on his show, being on the live stream, watching along for Extreme Rules, and I had a fantastic time. First time ever for me doing the live stream watching along. So I really enjoyed it. I had a fantastic time. But seeing this, Bray Wyatt, but on Extreme, at Extreme Rules. But what's next for Bray Wyatt? That's the biggest question that everybody's asking. Should he go for for the title? Should he just be making an Undertaker appearance schedule here and there when it matters? I mean, how would you book it? So I'll take it to you, director. Your thoughts of Bray Wyatt returning, and how would you book Bray Wyatt on this case?
I'm very curious. I'm entertained by him completely. Obviously, it was a travesty how things went down. The loss to Goldberg leading to him getting cut for no fucking reason. I'm absolutely curious what's going to happen. I want to know if the Firefly Friends are going to be actual wrestlers. There's a lot of meme speculation on who are the 5 or 6. I have my own list. A lot of people have their lists, or they could just be nobodies, and it could just be like the roses for Adam Rose, the Rosebuds, where it's just like up and coming NXT guy, people just like playing characters. He's SmackDown exclusive, which I think is good that he is not going to oversaturate the market, I guess you could say. It's going to be a mysterious character. I don't think he's even going to pick a victim or a wrestler anytime soon. I think he's going to do these vignettes just randomly still. And we're probably not going to know a lot about what his motives are for a while. I would be cool with that. The heavyweight title picture is tied up right now. You have so many people. You got the Logan Paul thing. You got the Matt Riddle's now vying for the title. Sami Zayn is kind of in that picture a little bit in a weird way. So I don't see him jumping right to that. I have no idea. I just can't wait to see what happens.
Awesome. Matt Callis, how do you feel about that?
It's such a big character for them to bring back, in many different ways. I have a feeling Triple H definitely was, not begging and pleading, but I know there's a lot, this is definitely one of the biggest cards up the sleeve. I think one of the biggest thing, what up, biatch?
What up? I'll see you on Wednesday. Because yes, UFC coming up next Wednesday.
Brothers. Hello to the brothers.
Was good.
No, but Bray Wyatt coming back, I think that was like one of the main attractions, especially pre AEW, early AEW era, was like he's just one of the biggest characters to have there. One of the biggest. It's like, now he's really coming into that Undertaker role, like almost paralleling him especially in time period and place on the card. I'm wondering if he's going to have some, even bigger title reigns, maybe just a babyface run everybody's excited for. Who knows? So those are my thoughts in general on Bray Wyatt.
Okay. De Niro.
Yeah, I like what Chris said. I like the idea of him possibly not going after anybody right away and like still taking this time and having some vignettes and in-ring promos and building up the Wyatt 6 if there is going to be a team that comes along with Bray Wyatt. And then once he has like everyone on his side and it's revealed who's who, then making his next move. Yeah, so I mean, like I'm just intrigued. I feel like right now with him back, like it's amazing and it's so creative. It's just great. Like the way he even like debuted or returned, it was fucking awesome. The way they ended the show with him was great. The way they kind of like killed off all the other old Bray Wyatt characters by showing like the Firefly Funhouse all destroyed and like cobwebbed, and then him coming out with this like new look, which was kind of like his old look as well with the old lantern and stuff. I think it's awesome. And it definitely seems like he has some creative pull in his character now. So I'm along for the ride. I don't need it to be rushed. Like we don't need to see him against Roman Reigns right away. You could save that for like the Royal Rumble in a couple months, or you could save that for after Mania. I don't think that has to be like the main event that you go with right now. But yeah, I'm just intrigued. So whatever they go with it, I'm on board.
Me too. Absolutely. Yeah, I feel the same. I agree with the director as well. I think it's keep it more of a teaser and see where he's going to, not even a teaser, it's more just being patient and see what direction they're going to go with it. I like that because it keeps us intrigued. It keeps us invested because we'll be tuning in like, oh, who's going to go after it? Because you never know. It could happen at any time, either on Raw or SmackDown. Heck, maybe on even NXT. You never know. I mean, the possibilities are unknown what it could do with Bray Wyatt. But I agree, director. You got that one. You knocked it out of the park. So I'm with you on that. And then, of course, we did get the Raw recap, of course, the DX. Oh, man. Can we say that the segment they had was like the best one out of all the reunions? My opinion. It's just, penis. Can we say penis? Can we say penis? What the fuck?
He's a cock.
He's a cock. Fucking just see Shawn Michaels fucking cursing, man. Man, this is gonna fucking blow up and fucking. Oh my God! I see 4 cocks.
It's like what do you call it? It's just like we will only say the word shit.
The State of the Union.
Jesus Christ, and like all the when he did the Bill Clinton, it was like, I wasn't with that young intern. I was up.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I was up all night. It's almost like a call back to that.
Most definitely.
Shout out to Dom.
Did you guys see a couple months ago when I sent you the uncensored version of that segment? Because there's an uncensored version of that segment where they literally didn't bleep out anything.
I probably have seen it. I don't know if I saw the one.
I've only seen the
uncensored version, but yeah, I've seen that version. Yeah.
But give us your brief thoughts. De Niro taking away Raw, 25 years of DX. Did you even though I know it wasn't the best Raw, but I mean overall, seeing this reunion. I know Road Dogg put on Twitter that they tried to get Billy Gunn to come, but they weren't able to. I don't know what happened there. But seeing Turner and Lesnar, now we're gonna see Lashley and Lesnar. Of course, the Crown Jewel, it's already booked. And we'll get into the Good Brothers because I want to get, even though we got into it Tuesday, but I want to get directors and Matt Callis' thoughts very quickly. But go ahead, man. Take it away on this one, brother.
I actually thought that this was an amazing Raw. I thought that this felt like a Raw after WrestleMania with all the returns and like the surprises and the legends. As for DX, definitely loved the segment. I loved it, especially for the fact that X-Pac gave a shout out to China. That was really awesome. And I also like that they did still have Billy Gunn somewhat involved with Road Dogg putting the mic to the crowd as they all said badass Billy Gunn, and then Corey Graves saying Billy Gunn's off playing with office supplies. Yeah. That was funny, but
that's right in the feels.
Exactly, for sure. Great segment by DX, and I thought overall Raw was really, really good.
Oh, awesome. Matt Callis, I don't know if you caught anything of Raw.
I really gotta say this about DX or any wrestler that's funny. They in their later years, or if you want to retire early or whatever, they should really just like go into sketch comedy and stand up. Like I know,
tried and failed horribly.
Rikishi and RVD, I think are pretty like decent stand ups. But I think these guys are pretty good. Like they don't. It's not. I don't think. What do you call it? Whose line is it anyways? Type stuff with DX wouldn't be too physically demanding. That'd be pretty. I think that'd be pretty. Like it won't. Like despite like the heart conditions and health problems, I think they could pull a whose line is it anyway. That's not too painful. They could do something like that.
I love it.
So here's what I want to say about Triple H's. At the helm. There have been 2 Raws since Triple H has taken over that have been, in my opinion, 4-star Raws. The one immediately after SummerSlam and last Monday. They were perfect. There was nothing I found myself forwarding, which I will absolutely do because I watch replays and I have the ability to do that. If I don't forward through a Raw, that is great news for me. And there was nothing on this particular Raw. I did that too. The magic is back. It feels like there's a soul in it again. I sort of care about what's happening. And I want to see what happens next. I haven't felt that way in a while. And this Raw did that. Did not see the Lesnar on a Raw, not in the main event. What? Out of nowhere going after Lashley for what? I had no idea. Riddle, who can't challenge for the title, challenging for the title. Like, that's great. I obviously knew how the ending was going to go down, how I don't know which Uso it is. Jay was going to not help Sami Zayn secure the win. I mean, as predictable as that was, it's clever storytelling. The Dexter Lumis thing, I saw that coming a mile away, right down to him eating the cake, but I enjoyed every second of it. So yeah, I'm enjoying Raw again and the DX reunion. Yeah, my favorite faction of all time. everything was right in the fields. I think Triple H's "Are You Ready" was a little weak. I think he was a little out of breath from the walk down the ramp. But everything else was, I mean, without Billy Gunn, which as far as I know was TK's ball to drop, and he did. He could have literally – he's playing with his own action figures, and he could have let someone borrow that one, man. That would have been a big deal. Big deal.
Good call.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. But, yeah, for all the mentions and the Easter eggs that they dropped, they did the best with what they could do for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then with Corey Graves and him saying, oh, well, the other guy, he's playing with some office supplies. So I'm like, what the fuck, Corey? Why would you say that?
Which I loved. I love that. And then like someone, I think Taz made reference to the reference on the Dynamite we're about to talk about, where he literally just said the same exact thing Corey Graves said, but I think he said it knowing Graves had already said it as kind of like a throwback. So it's getting interesting out there, kids.
I love
Can I just say one last thing about this Raw? Big shout out to Seth Rollins finally winning gold. He deserves it after the year he's had. He's put out over a lot of guys, and it's been 2 years since he's been a champion. So I think it's really cool that he's got the United States
Becky may have done all the work, but he's fatherhood also. So managing a wife on the road with you with a kid who's at home, because the dude has held every belt at least once, but it's been, what they say, 900 days since his last title?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
That's pretty crazy. And the fact that Roman Reigns has had the title for that long, too, is insane. Like, it's crazy numbers out there.
I know. And also, I just realized that, I forgot that Rollins is a 2-time Grand Slam champion. So this is the second time. So
he had the U.S. and the heavyweight belt at the same time.
Yeah.
I think he's the only person to have them both like that.
Yeah.
So,
agreed.
The authority.
And within that Raw, we saw, of course, the Good Brothers returning. I mean, this is the one I'm curious. I've been wanting to get your feedback, Director and Matt Callis. De Niro and I already gave us on Tuesday on the New Japan show, but I want to get your thoughts on this. Got the Good Brothers. Carl Anderson is still the number one open weight champion. Now, is this a forbidden? The forbidden door quote on that? I mean, which I hate to use that damn freaking term, but we already know it's open. We already know that New Japan works with Pro Wrestling Noah, works with obviously starting because they're ownership of it. AEW, Ring of Honor, CMML, and now we're seeing WWE. And now we're seeing, Carl Anderson. I would have loved to see Anderson walk out with the belt, but of course he didn't. It would have been awesome, though. Yeah. However, though, now, could this be soon to be a relationship? And now that Carl still has to work that event on November 5th, defending that belt. And I want to get your feedback on this. So, Director, are we seeing a future relationship with WWE New Japan coming up?
I think I do know that there's obvious permissions granted for this appearance to happen. So it does set precedent that there could be. I mean, someone made a joke to like Okada versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39. Yeah, let's do it. Book it, Dano. This is cool. And the club back together. Hell yeah. I don't know why nobody knows why Vince cut who he cut during the big Exodus, and this one didn't make any sense either. We've seen them in every company in the year 1 or 2 years. I don't even know how long it's been since they've not been in the big show. I like this. It's perfect feud that we're about to see between Judgment Day and the club. Yeah, it's perfect. All we gotta do now is. Beth Phoenix versus Rhea Ripley at some point. Is that match actually going to happen? Is there going to be? Liv Morgan was kind of in the club for a minute, and that storyline got fucking squashed as fast as it started. And although I didn't like that because that kind of felt like Tori joining DX, it would work here. You know what I'm saying? Especially under this regime where Triple H knows what he's doing. If they were to put Liv back in the club, I guess. I wouldn't be as mad as I was the first time it happened last year. But I got other suspicions about Liv Morgan. I think she's Abigail.
I'm right there with you.
I'm with you too.
I think the red herring is Alexa Bliss, but I think she's getting tossed aside like a sad toy.
It was all in Liv's smile at the end of her match.
Yeah, well, it was her enjoying getting passed out. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. It was good. Good storytelling there.
Love it. Well, Matt Callis, go ahead. Take it away.
I think one of the things with this particular Forbidden Door, I think with Triple H at the helm, they've already kind of clued into a few things. If you've seen over the years, who was it on commentary that actually recognized Antonio Inoki's WWE title reign when he passed
Corey
away?
Graves.
Yeah, it was Corey.
So I'm and now I got more love for Corey because of that. A little bit of Eric Andre on
Eric
the
Andre show.
I need to get a "we'll be right back" thing. No, but one of the main things with Antonio Inoki is I think other than that, I think Triple H kind of before said I was gonna sign. He wanted to sign Okada. That's the big one he wanted.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the one everybody wants is probably Roman Reigns Okada. That's the one everybody's wants to shell their dollars out for, their hundreds, whatever. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be. They could do that at SoFi Stadium in LA or, what was it, Giant Stadium in San Francisco or something like that. But aside from that one, I think the two things I want to see happen just because of how they've been treated in the New Japan card, and right now AEW's roster is kind of like the titles, if they like how much their titles matter, what it would mean to them. Togi Makabe and Hiroki Goto, I want to see if Triple H is open-minded enough to put a world title on both of them in the near future. Hiroki Goto's.
I can see them doing shit with
underrated.
NXT also.
Hiroki Goto's more than he's more than earned a world title. He's been this close to an IWGP Heavyweight Championship, but got pulled out from him. And he's such a talented, cool, and amazing guy. If Triple H puts the title on Hiroki Goto, I think AEW and WWE are going to be neck and neck for me if that happens. They're going to be like this.
Yeah, I would like to see something like everyone's talking about who from New Japan they would like to see in WWE. I would like to see the reverse. I would like to see WWE send Nakamura back to New Japan.
Thank you.
There we go.
That's what I want to see.
New Japan did it with Kenta. They sent him to Noah.
That'd be insane. I miss Nakamura's New Japan.
If you were right here next to me, I will kiss you, man, because you took the words out of my mouth because I wanted to say that. Nakamura. And you know what? I think we could see Nakamura going at Wrestle Kingdom. Something for the anniversary. If Triple H does do that, oh my God. That'll be some shit. Give Yano the 24th. Yeah.
That would be amazing, Dan.
Oh, him and R-Truth will kill it. And
you know what?
Oh, man.
Ivan, De Niro, are you guys ready for a curveball?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, it's back.
It's been a while, but I'll catch it. I promise.
All right, right here.
Oh! Right in the schnoz.
All right, here's my curveball.
Marsha Brady over there.
Here's my curveball.
He didn't say funky butt loving.
Here's my curveball. Oh, Chris, I got to give you one too. You got your mitt? Do you have your mitt ready? What kind of mitt do you have? You've got the. All right, here we go. What? Solid catch. It's kind of hot. It's just like
you caught that like a football.
Like Rookie of the Year. You guys remember that movie?
Yeah.
I literally just quoted that like 10 seconds ago.
Oh my God. Pitcher's got a big butt.
Owen Gardner.
Phantasmo Seth Rollins. Oh, yes.
Here's my curveball. Nakamura to New Japan. He takes the IWGP World Heavyweight title off Jay White. And Hiroki Goto takes the WWE title over whoever's going to be champion in January.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I don't think that they would ever do that with Hiroki Goto, but I could see Hiroki Goto going to NXT and getting a title there. I think that would be awesome also. Goto versus Breaker would be
Yeah, that'd be pretty solid. He could go for the NXT World title. I think he's a top guy in my eyes. So
I feel like WWE would be too scared that if you gave the title to Hiroki Goto on the main roster, then a lot of the casuals would kind of like tune out. But the NXT fans are more of like the fans who are more knowledgeable about like other promotions like New Japan. So I think that it would work there.
Right.
That's why when you had someone like Jushin Thunder Liger come over, it wasn't for the main roster. It was for like NXT because that's the perfect crowd for Liger.
I actually agree with that. I think NXT has a very detailed love for things. So maybe it's a better title too. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Vincent.
A lot of prestige with the NXT title.
Absolutely. Before now, the last one, we can move on to Dynamite very quick. I mean, this is very interesting. As of now, we got free agents on. We have, of course, Matt Taven, Mike and Maria Bennett. We do have Vincent, Dutch, and Mia Yim are no longer with Impact. Of course, Dutch has been a free agent for quite some time. Triple H has been very interested in Vincent and Matt Taven. I don't know about Bennett and Canellis and Dutch and Mia Yim. But where do you see these individuals landing? Where should they land? And so, I mean, director, take it away on this one. Where do you see these 6 individuals landing? Where do you feel they're perfect fit?
I feel like I heard Trips is definitely reaching out to Mia Yim. He's a huge fan of hers. It makes sense to bring her back. I don't feel like there's going to be an oversaturation of returning people. You know, I don't think anyone should complain. Oh, WWE, Triple H is just signing everyone that got cut. It's going to be too many people. Fuck all that noise. As far as everybody else, I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know who everybody else is besides Mike and Maria. So where they go, I mean, where were they just now that they're now free agents of?
Impact.
I would have told you Impact if they weren't already there. I can see them running that shit for sure if they didn't already were doing that. So that's a couple. Like, I don't know how they would work. You already have like Cross and Bordello kind of doing their couples thing right now. Maurice is kind of back a little bit, but I definitely don't think it's going to be full time, even though she's one of my favorite ballets of all time. So yeah, I don't know where they would go. I mean, you could say AEW, but then you're gonna get people. Oh, it's too many people coming over. So yeah, no idea. And the other guys, I have no idea.
De Niro.
I think it's really interesting. I think for sure someone like me again will be back in the WWE. I don't know. Is Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green also on this list? Because I know that
Green definitely confirmed she got the phone call, right?
Yeah, I think that Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo would be amazing for WWE.
And then she broke her hand on the phone call, and she's on the injured list.
She's so injury prone. It's sad. She's so talented, but so injury prone.
She's like, hello? Fuck. Ow. God damn it.
I dislocated my elbow picking up that phone.
Matt, can you answer this? No, he doesn't want you. He wants me. No one cares about you, Zack Ryder. They called me, okay?
That's too good. Someone needs to clip that part and put it out because it's gonna get mad hits.
Imagine that conversation. She's like, no, it's for me. No, shut up. I don't care. Yeah, whatever.
It's funny because we seen earlier in the week Matt Cardona in an interview saying that, you know, he'd be lying if he hasn't thought about another WrestleMania moment. It's like, dude, you're not a free agent. Your girl is right now. So
yeah, right.
Keep that to yourself.
I love him. That moment does matter to me. That is one of the best outfits of all time. But like, he lost it the next day. I mean, Vince just said, fuck that. And, ruined the poor boy.
But yeah. All right. So Dan says that Green and Purrazzo's contracts are up soon. I definitely think that Purrazzo, I would love to see her in WWE, mix it up with some of the women there, because in my opinion, Deonna Purrazzo's probably the best wrestler not in WWE, like best women's wrestler not in WWE.
Best ever.
She's amazing.
Best
Absolutely
American,
amazing.
Best North American, non-Japanese wrestler to never be in WWE.
She was there for a brief time. They just never did nothing with her. She was in NXT for a brief time, and then she like got called up to the main roster, had like 2 matches, and then was released on that big list of releases, which I never got, her and Chelsea. Yeah. But as for Taven, I heard that Triple H is interested in Taven. I like Matt Taven. I just never saw what I guess some companies see in him. Like, I never saw him as a Ring of Honor world champion, but Ring of Honor did, and I don't see him as like a top guy to sign, but I guess Triple H does. As for Mike Bennett and Maria, I think that would be a good pickup for Tony Khan's Ring of Honor when he does get that off the ground, especially because Maria was working with the women's division before Ring of Honor got sold. And for Vincent and Dutch, shit, I don't know. Like MLW, those are a little hard to see where they fit. I know Vincent's doing some stuff with XPW, but I don't know if they're signing like official contracts there yet. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's not going to be a case where they all go to one company. I think this is going to be like spread it out within all of like the indies and AEW as well.
Agreed. Agree with that. Matt Callis.
So it really, for each single person, I guess the case is really different. It's definitely not a group thing. Mia Yim, you know, you could go with keeping some of the families and loved ones together. So, you know, with Keith Lee, with the husband over in AEW, you know, a little bit more with the women's division, but they just have to use her correctly. I think Dutch would be good on the undercard of AEW. He could kind of like give a little bit some more flavor and dimension. Like Malachi Black's gone, so we need a little bit of darkness and variety. Matt Taven's a top guy, so I would just put him on the main roster of WWE right away because he's a very intriguing individual. I don't know how old he is. He's got to be older than me. He's definitely got to be older than me. He's got to be. I don't know his age. Does anybody know how old Matt Taven is?
I can find out right now. Give me 1 minute.
I don't know, but Matt Taven needs to change his fucking catchphrase.
37.
Matt Taven.
Yeah, what kind of fucking catchphrase is that? Like, he ends his fucking promos with "I'm Matt Taven." Like,
I'm Matt Taven.
Seriously? That's how creative you could get?
Because he was the co-headlining match of the Madison Square Garden. Marty Squirrel versus Matt Taven versus Jay Lethal, and yeah. I think he would really add a lot. He needs to be to be in title picture wherever they send him, because I think it's a lot of lost potential in kind of that heel Matt Taven character. It's like I kind of think they're also losing Dalton Castle. Like AEW, I don't know, like Dalton Castle's gold. They need to do something with him. Amazing character, and you could do so much with Dalton Castle. You could do so much with Matt Taven. And if I was Matt Taven and I see what they're doing with Dalton Castle, I'm probably going to want to make a beeline, not for NXT. I want the main roster. He seems too old for NXT, in my opinion. I mean, it could be argued Finn Balor, he's older, but you know, Finn Balor's, you know, he's the real genetic.
That's different though. I will compare him to Finn Balor. I will not do that at all. That's like, what the fuck? I even Finn, if you look at this, like, he'll look at you like, what the fuck? What? 40 disrespect to Matt Taven, but Balor has done more. Finn Balor's there more than Matt Taven.
Finn Balor's Finn Balor was an international legend before coming to the WWE. Matt Taven calls his fans Melvins. Like, the fuck?
Finn Balor's gonna look like is still gonna look the same when he's 50 and 60. He's a genetic freak. Yeah, that's why. You know, he's gonna look the exact same when he's 60. Maybe a little bit.
Have a little salt and pepper in the hair, but
yeah, a little salt.
Besides that, you got the abs and all that still probably.
Yeah, he's gonna look exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay.
But Matt Taven, and then Mike Maria Bennett, Vincent. I already said Vincent. Dutch. There's I think GCW. I think one of the places. I think if I was a wrestler right now, and I'd rather be the big fish in a medium-sized pond rather than a medium-sized fish in a large ocean. You know, because when you're in the WWE, you're in a giant ocean. It's like, maybe if you could compare anything, WWE is the Pacific and AEW is the Atlantic, and the
Atlantic.
Yeah, the all Atlantic, and it's full of islands. There's like more islands in the Atlantic Ocean in this analogy. So if I was, and GCW would be like the Great Lakes or something like that. So maybe I'd rather be the bigger fish in the medium-sized pond.
I can see that working too in GCW. They would be like the anti-hardcore people too.
Yeah,
like it would fit.
If I was a GCW wrestler, I would be mainly, I'd be mainly the what do you call it? The Olympic style. I'd be like, you know, the Olympic catch-as-catch-can technical guy. You know, Like what was Dean Malenko of ECW? Like he wasn't. Chris, how many weapons matches did Dean Malenko do in ECW? He didn't do a lot, did he?
Not enough for sure. I don't think any
at all. So be the Dean Malenko of GCW. You'd be. That's a great option.
I like that.
Awesome. Love it. All right. Now it is time to move on, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Vader time. No, it ain't Vader time. No. It is time for some Dynamite! That is right. It's time for some Dynamite up in Toronto, Canada. Shout out to George Mackay from Straight Talk Wrestling. And a shout out to Jump on the Ring. They were there as well in attendance. I know that Mike and Tyler from Canada, they will be on tomorrow's Rampage. But shout out to everybody who had a fantastic time. Shout out to George McCobb once again. I know he had a fantastic time. Had that little
big shout out to Jeremy Prophet, who was on AEW Dark. Yeah.
Shout out to Jeremy Prophet, man. Was on AEW Dark, and man, I can't wait to see him on fucking next week. That's gonna be woohoo! Yeah. Jeremy Prophet, I'm happy for you. Congratulations, brother. Well deserved. I'm happy that you and Jessica Black got that moment. No spoilers. I'm not gonna spoil it, guys. You gotta watch it on AEW's YouTube. So, but better make sure you watch the Harbinger of Truth, Jeremy. And also, very quick, I want to give a shout out to Turnbuckle Tavern for the 100 episode of their Turnbuckle debate. Congratulations to Sneed and Chad and OG.
Congratulations.
Fig. And of course, Young Anthony, I did see you here. Welcome to the show, of course, Young Anthony. We need to have you on the show because I want to debate with your ass because you say a lot of things that I need to debate with you, young man.
I think I called him out right before I went on my little hiatus. I was like, come on the show, let's debate. But yeah, definitely shout out to the Turnbuckle Tavern. I was on one of their episodes for the Monday debate shows that they have, and it was great. It was a lot of fun a couple months ago. So shout out to them.
Yeah. So, but they got 2 out of 4. We're waiting for these 2 if they want to join into that debate with them. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we can get the director or Matt Callums to join them soon. But it's time. But first we get into it. Renee Paquette is All Elite. Of course, she made her debut as the opening for Dynamite, introducing Christian Cage. And give us your thoughts. So, I mean, I'll start with you, De Niro. Give us your thoughts, Renee Paquette.
You know, there was some rumors leading into Dynamite about her being in talks with AEW and her possibly coming back to wrestling. So I thought that it was really cool to see her, like, right as the show started, to see her on AEW. And she just already seems so comfortable in that role because that's like the perfect role for her to do like the interviews. I loved it. I think that that's a great pickup for her. She's very professional and it's going to make your show sound a lot more professional. And especially in Canada, she's Canadian. So to debut her in Canada was a great move too. But I'm really proud of her. Really proud for her.
Love it. Matt Callis.
You know, I think the only thing is like her, I guess, using Paquette instead of Renee Moxley. I guess she doesn't want to get too wrapped into the storylines, you know.
Renee Moxley? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Come on, that's we know who her husband is. We all know.
But that's not his last name. You know,
I know that.
It's good.
So, anyways, so over on Monday Night Raw, we're gonna have Becky Rollins versus Beth Edge.
Beth Edge.
Beth Edge.
I think it's Becky Lopez, though, right? Lopez.
Yeah, in real life, it's
Yeah,
Rebecca Quinn Lopez, I guess, or whatever. I don't know what she's doing legally, but yeah.
So yeah, if it was real life, it would be Renee Good, but Renee Moxley sounds better.
No, Renee Good.
That's terrible. I think Renee Young actually sounded really good, but I understand that
because
I can't pronounce that.
She's a big Neil Young fan, so that's the whole, you know.
Right.
I don't blame her for keeping Paquette though.
No,
very French.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Great to have her, though. I think she's gonna kind of stay babyface commentary, babyface interviewer. You know, she's more in that kind of, you know. I haven't seen it too many like heel interviewers, like other than I guess what's his name? Because he's now a manager. He used to be an interviewer. The the guy the manager for Death Triangle. I keep forgetting his name. Alex Abrahantes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Alex Abrahantes, he was kind of a heel interviewer, but then he became a manager. So, I guess like if you've got Tony Schiavone, you could kind of Renee Tony, kind of eat your oars, switch off.
Okay. All right. Director.
I like this. It's cool. She's where she needs to be. She wasn't very good at commentary. I think she knew that. I think she's better in the Mean Gene Okerlund role, and I think that that's exactly what she wants to be doing, and she's doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Keep her out of storylines. We all know it doesn't need to be unless like they write it into the storyline where like MJF like attacks her or some bullshit. Like
they did that with Tony.
They did that with the Miz. Then also like the Miz and Moxley like feuded them to be.
Yeah,
they
like,
brought her into that.
And then Samoa Joe, didn't he say something about tell your husband or something one time?
Oh yeah.
I believe Joe said something to her one time. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they don't need to bring that into the storyline for any reason. That's all good.
All right. So now we get into the opening matchup. Of course, Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus. Falls Count Anywhere matchup. Of course, your boy Christian Cage.
Was it Falls Count Anywhere?
I mean, it was. It looks like it was to me. It was
they
just
didn't go for a single anything outside the ring.
I thought it was a regular match because when Luchasaurus went through the table, didn't Christian Cage scream out that should be a DQ or something?
Yeah, it should be DQ. There was no.
That's where I lost my mind right there when I was watching. I'm like, is this a fucking no DQ Falls Count Anywhere?
I got lost. If it was Falls Count Anywhere, they would have moved it into the crowd. There would have been some outside pin attempts. So I'm gonna go with it. It was just a straight.
So it was straight. Okay. All right. Well, of course, the upset, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus defeating Jungle Boy. Thanks for the help of Christian. But overall, for me, very quickly, great opening matchup. I love the crowd, man. The crowd really got me hyped. Really, so much anticipation, throughout the whole night. But so much, the vibes were awesome from the audience himself. But this match was great. I enjoyed it. Great opening. But I know the story continues, ladies and gentlemen, because that means that he's going to come back to get his revenge on Luchasaurus. Once Christian is ready, then we're going to get Christian and Jungle Boy. I don't think we're going to get it at Full Gear. I think we're going to get it at Revolution. I have no idea what the hell they're going to go with this story, man.
It's the never-ending feud.
It's a never-ending feud. And I'm like, Tony Khan!
Where are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
Finally got a Gordon Ramsay one.
I finally got it. Oh, man. De Niro, take it away on this one.
I thought that this was a good opening matchup. The crowd was going crazy. You could tell like that crowd was dying to have an AEW show for the last couple of years because this is the first one and that crowd was really eating everything up. But great opening matchup. A lot of fun spots. I like the table spot, the sunset flip powerbomb onto Luchasaurus to the outside on through the table. I didn't expect Jungle Boy to win in their first encounter. I think that it was the right move to have Luchasaurus win. But yeah, I just don't want this feud to continue on because it's like we've seen Jungle Boy and Christian feuding for what now? Like the last 3-4 months.
Oh,
so it's like it's time to do something fresh with Jungle Boy. I wouldn't even mind if you have Jungle Boy go do his own thing and Luchasaurus do his own thing, and then eventually in like a couple months, like they meet back up or it circles back around instead of just having them face each other every single week. Indeed. Or not him versus Luchasaurus, but like having like segments between Christian and Jungle Boy and segments between, because I know this is the first time they faced off with each other. I just don't want to see it again.
Love it. Matt Callis.
They're not really trying anything different. They're being a bit safe here in a way. It's almost like didn't we see something like this last week? It's like, they could have gotten it over with sooner. They're trying to milk this cow dry, basically, more or less. I mean, maybe have a Luchasaurus cut a promo. I don't know. Like what else can you do? What else are you gonna do? I mean, I don't know. I have not a lot to say anymore about this. Sorry. It's actually boring me.
There you go. Oh, man. Director.
Same. I don't know how it moves forward now. Christian doesn't have to wrestle him. He already lost to the henchman. Usually it's you beat the henchman to get your shot at the boss, which is what I thought was going to happen, and that did not happen. So it's like, what is Jungle Boy going to like evolve? And I mean, first of all, speaking of evolution, they said he weighed in at 195 pounds. That motherfucker don't weigh 170 wet. There is no way Jungle Boy is close to 200 pounds.
Hell no.
So that being said, yeah, I don't know. It should be over. It should be done. If you could tell me what the end of the storyline is now, and then I can I'll have more fun watching it get there.
And the sad part is, I don't even think this is really elevating Jungle Boy. Like, it's not like this feud is making him better.
I can see how it's supposed to. I can see how he's supposed to become Jungle Man after all of this and break up Lucha Express, but like, they're not really.
Cut his hair, wear long tights. I don't know. Do something.
Yeah, what is he wear all black and stop coming out to fucking Genesis or whatever it is he comes out to?
Christian might as well just bring it back the Peep Show at this point. Like,
yeah, the only thing left to do is have them both turn on Luchasaurus, and that's the move. Like, that's the only variation of this that they have not pulled yet, and that would be weird.
Well, you got the votes. Sorry, boys. Yep, you need to end that for sure. All right, then, and after that, we did get the Wardjoe. Who the fuck started calling him Wardjoe? I mean, honestly.
I think the fans. I think it started with the fan chants.
Yeah.
Wardjoe versus the Cutie Pies. The Cutie Pies, the factory.
Solo, Gogo, Komoroto. Solo, Gogo, Komoroto.
This match was just a squash, a filler for me. I wasn't really okay. It was like whatever to me. For me, then we see Shawn Spears. He's back. 10. Yeah. He is back. I honestly didn't feel the crowd at that point. I don't know if you guys did, but I really didn't feel them being excited for
cheering that much for him.
No.
He wasn't really liked before he left, so it was like the big comeback wasn't going to be like a huge pop.
But the main thing you guys should think about the difference is, because I was there at the first Double or Nothing, everybody was going crazy for Shawn Spears at Double or Nothing because everybody was cheering 10 repeatedly. He was on fire, and I think he can't regain what he had at the beginning of AEW. You know,
he's been gone for too long. I mean, they buried him. To be honest, they buried him. In my opinion,
he lost that luster like within like the second show.
Yeah,
like as soon as he turned heel,
he's been gone from being a good guy for too long, and he's got to try something different. You know, like I don't know, like kind of like what guys, some stupid. You know, maybe I should instead of curveball, I should just let's get stupid for a little bit or something like that. Stupid idea for Shawn Spears. Remember when Lance Storm had that kind of like he was that dancing kind of comedy gimmick?
Oh no! Don't give him that gimmick. I know. I know exactly.
Dirty. Lance Storm is one of the greatest wrestlers that no one ever puts in that list because WWE did him dirty.
He did that. He did that dance.
They got super fucking dirty when he was doing that.
Oh yeah.
Remember
when they pantsed him and he had like little skateboard underwear? Yo, it's crazy. I'm over here on Wednesday doing the ECW Hardcore TV show, and Lance Storm is like a real contender for the world champion. He's a fucking amazing wrestler. All of a sudden, at WWE, he's getting pantsed and dancing. Like, come on.
He's wearing like a chef's uniform and mopping up in the kitchen. Like, my God,
horrible. I mean, what can we say? Director, is there much to say about this too?
Yeah, it's weird. The Shawn Spears thing was a little weird because he definitely left a heel and came back as like a beloved face, and we all missed. So that's the only thing that was weird about it. This is kind of just ROH versus this is ROH mid card versus AEW undercard. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's filler, I guess. eventually we're going to get, I think, War Dog versus Samoa Joe. That's kind of what this is all leading to.
I hope.
I hope so. I mean, yeah. I mean, Denori, any final thoughts on this?
Yeah, my own thing is when I look at a guy like Nick Camarado, like the size, the look, I feel like there's so much upside for him, but he's like being held back by being a part of the factory. I would love to see this guy.
I didn't know the factory was still the factory until like this episode.
That says a lot, yeah.
Is that the Anthony Bourdain, the boxer, Anthony Bourdain with.
Oh, Anthony Gogo. Oh, Gogo. Como no
Go back to UK or?
Nah, he makes the occasional AEW dark.
He's hanging out. And they added
That
some
guy
other.
had a lot of talent and charisma that they just it went nowhere after. I think he feuded with Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah, he went from knocking out people and winning matches with one punch to having like 10-minute matches against guys who I don't even know their name.
How clever and sick was it to have a left hook as a finisher, like a straight actual move that puts people down? Like that's like the Big Show's like whatever meat hook or whatever. That shit was kind of dumb, but no boxer with a left hook to the liver, bro. Like that was nice.
Yeah, especially from a guy who was a famous boxer too.
Yeah.
I mean, makes sense, but I mean, of course we can't compare Regal to him because I know Regal had the left-hand punch, but yeah, with the brass knuckles is different. But
They added another guy to the factory, but I don't know who he is.
Oh, it's the guy from who used to be in NXT, a part of Tony D'Angelo's clique, something Carter or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
All I know is like if you look at Camarado looks like he could be a top heel. He looks like he could be a big brute, somebody who could be upper card, and he has the talent because I've seen other matches of his on the Indies, and I saw one of his matches on New Japan Strong. And I'm like, Camarado has like the total package, but he's being fucking pigeonholed and put it in the fucking faction with QT Marshall. Like, why? I don't get shit like this. This is where like some of the booking where they just want everybody a part of faction and they just put you in a random faction. It doesn't make sense.
All elite factions, man. That's what it is.
You know what? I've got one thing there. If they changed one thing about this match, I think I would have been really excited for it. Take out QT and put in Anthony Ogogo, and then him and Samoa Joe could kind of have a battle of who's the better striker, because Samoa Joe's known for being a good puncher, and then Ogogo, that could be the whole, look at these two boxers.
Ogogo versus Samoa Jojo.
Yeah, man. Dude. And then it's also a little bit.
What the fuck?
And people would be like, because QT is kind of like a comedy character at this point.
Yeah.
The Go-Go's, right? That's what reminds me.
The Go-Go's.
Have QT be like in a wheelchair or something, or with a crutch or a cane. Like, you guys gotta fight for me, you kids. He's got to be like, what's his name? Classy Freddie Blassie or something.
This is off topic, but I saw that the original idea of not Anthony Ogogo, of QT Marshall being the head of the factory, he was supposed to have a Tony Soprano gimmick. Did you guys read that?
I read about that, but
I didn't catch that one bit from him. I don't see Tony
Soprano.
They said because of like the button-down shirts, he had like the Tony Soprano type shirts, but that's it. Like I don't see no Sopranos.
Fucking bowling shirt, for God's sakes.
He doesn't have an Italian accent. He acts like a mobster. He doesn't like, he sounds nerdy.
Yeah, because I was reading, the original plan was for him to embrace a Tony Soprano, and he tried it the first couple weeks. I don't remember the first couple weeks him doing a Tony Soprano type gimmick.
Yeah, nothing. I have no idea.
Hell no. He cannot be no. Oh man. All right, let's move on with this damn crap, man. There's nothing good to say about it. All right, Daddy Ass versus Swerve Strickland, and might I say this match was great storytelling because Swerve was Daddy Ass, like the fact that he was working the knee, but of course he picked up the victory, and then we saw the aftermath and Mark Sterling. Oh no, you can't scissor no more because we trademark it. I will sue you. Which, by the way, it's legit. They use this as a story. Tony Khan,
I saw the document.
He literally legitimately trademarked it because he doesn't want any other promotions to do it, but they're using this as a storyline, of course. So I was like, fucking Tony Khan. Well, why you had to do, because you knew that either you were scared of Papa H that he might would have done something there, but it's fine. It's fine. I get it. But I love the
I think that was just paranoia, to be honest. I don't think anybody was going to steal scissoring. And if they did, it would just come off as somebody is just copycatting. Like, if WWE did someone, like, if they did like scissoring or whatever, it would come off really bad because it's like they know that that's not original. So I think it was just paranoia for him to, copyright it just in case another company doesn't take Scissor Me.
Exactly.
I mean, shit. That means there's gonna be a lot of suing Pornhub, but it's a lot of money going to TK.
Hey, there's a lot of money going to TK.
AW Dark.
Damn it. Let's do it, man. Scissor me, Daddy. Scissor me. Damn it, Chris. Scissor me. Damn it. What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Sorry, I'm here.
I got the zigzag scissors. You know those fun scissors that.
Exacto knives.
Oh man, my cow, let's take it away.
Billy. I remember there was another match. For those who haven't seen it, you definitely should see Billy Gunn versus Tanahashi. I really like that one. That one's really underrated. And Billy in his later years, it's like whenever I see older wrestlers adapting to the newer styles coming out, it almost reminds me of like musicians learning newer styles of music and adjusting to new styles. So I think that's kind of the fun of Billy Gunn nowadays. He's got a little bit more. He's got different tools in the arsenal than he did back in the day, And I think his sons are going to be like a little bit extra special with what they're capable of as the years go on. I think, I don't know, maybe 2 years from now, the Gun Club's going to be one of the hottest tag teams out there, just because they have such a different type of education having Billy Gunn there, because he's studied the newer guys, he's worked with the older guys. It's a very well-rounded wrestling background. And this match is going to be. Might be a class, because I'm pretty sure Billy Gunn's definitely in like a teaching role as well, backstage. So this is educational match I got to put on my glasses, even though you got your glasses, De Niro. Very educational
look.
Very educational for all you Stanford Stooges. Oh man, De Niro.
I thought the matchup was really cool. It's really crazy to see Billy Gunn at this age still looking as good as he looks and having the type of matchup that he's having with a guy like Swerve, who's a great wrestler. I like this matchup for a personal reason too. I remember, I think it was like around like 2000, I'd say like 11 or 2012-ish. I went to a Dragon Gate USA show, and a very young Swerve Strickland was on that show with gear that was very influenced by Billy Gunn, because it was like his logo, but a bunch of them. And then on the back, it says Mr. Bad instead of Mr. Ass or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I remember he was like selling merch, and he was telling people how Billy Gunn is one of his favorite wrestlers of all time. So with me remembering hearing that back in the day, having this matchup, I thought was really cool for him, because he's facing probably one of his idols, which I thought was awesome. Great matchup though. I thought that Billy Gunn definitely looks like a fucking stud still in this day and age. And who would thought that he'd still be as over as he is with the whole new daddy ass and the team with the Acclaimed? To be honest, I was not a fan at all of the fucking post segment with Mark Sterling. I think that I don't know, like AEW, they are very hit or miss sometimes with their storylines. And if their storyline is, you can't say scissor me because I own the rights to scissor me, like that's such a weird, corny storyline to me.
Mm-hmm. You said it right, brother. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you said it right. Director, the floor is yours.
I think that storyline ain't that bad. It's definitely a heat magnet to censor a catchphrase that is only second to 2 words for you, and we all know where that came from. So,
wait. You said something. Wait, you said 2 words. Wait. Okay, I'll play it for you then. All right.
Down with that. We got 2 words for you.
Hey.
Yeah. So, this is going to be kind of funny for a little while. but it's gonna have to resolve itself. I don't want it to be lost like the Andrade Hardy Party bullshit or the Christian Cage stuff. Like, I don't want it to last for like a year, but I think it's gonna be pretty all right for a while. The absence of Keith Lee makes me wonder.
And I wonder.
I could just be a conspiracy theorist on this one, but you know, there might be a reason he wasn't there. I don't know.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. All right. And
can I just say something that my bad, but just one thing that doesn't make sense is I believe in the promo, Mark Sterling said that he has it trademarked in the United States, the best country in the world, he said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why was he censoring them in Canada? The trademark wouldn't hold weight in Canada.
Because he said that he wants to get paid for everything in the past and in the future.
All right, I see that. Because I was like, they're not in the United States. They can say censor me all day long if they want to.
Yeah, patents don't work retroactively, so
censor me, damn it!
We need new lawyers.
Oh man! Speaking of lawyers, speaking of storylines, this was a hell of a storyline, and I know Devin. He's probably not here because but in the chat. But this I can say is a storyline. Because I really enjoyed this segment. I enjoyed Adam's mic skills has improved so much since the beginning 3 years ago when his first shot at Jericho has improved stupendously. And loving the fact that, him hitting himself, it kind of reminded me of that, Ric Flair, Mick Foley, TNA fucking segment. That's what it reminded me of for a minute. But I really enjoyed the fact that the passion that Hangman puts on the mic, and Moxley's not even intimidated. He's just, you're still a kid to me. Until towards the end, when we saw Moxley, like, shit, all right, like he pissed him off. Like you saw Moxley was ready, and a lot of people. I like the fact that he mentioned that. Okay, my buddies ain't there, and my buddies, my other buddies are really long gone. They didn't mention Punk at all at this segment. Just say since May I lost my belt. Didn't say to who. So I like how they're trying to really get that out of exclude that out of the picture. But overall, I'm really hyped for this matchup. I'm stoked for it. I don't know how you guys feel, so I'll take it to you, De Niro. How do you feel about this one, my brother?
I'm so excited for this matchup. Just like you, when I was seeing Hangman punch himself in the head, I was thinking Ric Flair and Mick Foley and TNA from that segment where they're bleeding. But boy, did he punch himself fucking hard, because you could see like the fucking knot on his head afterwards. It was nasty. Thank you.
Oh,
but yeah, so it was
shout
just
out DeLorean.
shout out Mr. DeLorean.
Shout out Mr. DeLorean. Hey.
No, so yeah, definitely it was a great segment. The only thing that bothered me was I loved the promo by Hangman. I loved how much passion he had. I think that was their attempt for the crowd to really get behind Hangman. The thing that bothered me was showing MJF in the crowd, because I feel like it took the crowd's attention away from the promo. And then even when Hangman was leaving the arena or leaving the ring, they were chanting for MJF. They weren't chanting for Hangman. And I think that if MJF was not a part of that segment, you would have had a beautiful moment for Hangman there. But
oh man, director, go ahead, take it away.
We finally got to see some personality out of the old cowboy, which is good. He's kind of dry. I don't dislike him at all as a character and all. He's like the lone cowboy, I don't know, thing. Moxley pulling that promo out of him in storyline. It was a good promo. It was very well rehearsed. Definitely. But he said, I'm a man. I am going to be the next AEW World Champion. For some reason, something about how he said it was like, oh, you're going to be the next AEW champion, but not the only AEW champion to win a belt that night. It felt like there was a little thing, like a little tag, like a little open-ended, like, I'm going to be the next AEW champion, but I won't be the last one that night. I think that is definitely meaning like MJF's going to definitely chip in on him that night, and I think that'd be pretty great after a promo that's supposed to put him over like that gets overshadowed by MJF just sitting in the audience or in the the press box. And the moment would have been beautiful if it wasn't for that, but that wasn't supposed to be Paige's moment. I don't think. I think that's supposed to be lurking in the shadows of a moment. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be like when Money in the Bank, when Dean Ambrose said, "Oh, if I win this, I'm cashing in the same night. Don't even worry about it. It's going to happen." And then he did it, and you had every single member of the Shield hold the belt in one night. I was there for that, so I remember it pretty vividly. I think this is what's going to happen with MJF.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Mike Ellis.
So I liked the good parts of the promo, but it seemed a bit wordy and long because it kind of gone on for Hangman. He could have made it shorter and impactful, like like he could. I think it took him a while to get to that angry point. He didn't. I think he could have like just condensed it or cut it in half. It seemed to go a little bit longer than I would think. I mean, I understand the storytelling, but he just needs to just cut it down a little bit. And then I agree with the MJF coming out thing, like taking away. I think they could have had MJF, like maybe after Hangman starts to leave, then MJF could they could even give him the microphone and be like, "Oh, where are you going so fast, buddy boy Moxley? You're leaving like Hangman's leaving faster than your hair is leaving your hairline," or something like that. Because he made like MJF made that same like male pattern baldness joke on Moxley the first time he challenged for that title. So like where are you going, Mr. Plumber, or whatever? Like this, it was like, I want to hear the rest of Wild Thing. Just whatever you can keep, and they could have done it like that. I'll take care of Seabiscuit backstage because I kind of like what he calls Hangman Seabiscuit. He was calling him that at Double or Nothing, so that'll be kind of fun if MJF brings that back.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
that's they could have done a lot of things differently with this segment. So this segment needed editing. Yeah.
It needed that touch from this.
We'll make movies.
That's what it needs a touch from that man who can make movies for sure. Because he'll bring out that
aggression.
And he would.
Hangman had some ruthless aggression. He just took it out on his own forehead.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah, been there too. Especially, we'll talk about that one, but I don't want to say. All right, it's time for the Cajote defending his Ring of Honor World Championship. The Cajote, the Tom Brady of professional wrestling. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He is the Tom Brady of pro wrestling. Look at his age. Look at how he takes care of himself. He is Jericho Ocho for that reason. How many Brady has?
So.
Seven, right? Tom
Changing
Brady,
teams and still winning rings. I just came up with that.
Go.
Fuck you, pay me.
There you go. Love it. Hell yeah, director. You said it all. You said it very, very well.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But man, this match was great overall. The crowd was hyped for Chris Jericho. Just seeing the crowd going wild for Jericho and cheering for him more than Brian Danielson.
During the match, singing the song.
Yeah, they didn't get the entrance of Judas, so they did it themselves, which was awesome.
Yep. And this match was, man, great storytelling in the ring, most definitely. Shout out to Brian Danielson for doing another incredible job. And, of course, I didn't expect this. This is where I'm like, I swear, I really was.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck just happened? Garcia turned his back on Brian Danielson, hitting you with the Ring of Honor World title, or was his pure title, I believe so, but I didn't catch it. And then, of course, Jericho with the upset. He is back with Chris, with the JAS, Jazz, Not Jazz from ECW, no, Jazz. Now they're back. But like, I'm lost in this story. But I can at least throw one assumption. I have a feeling he's going to turn his back on JS too. He's going to be the lone wolf rider and just be the one. I did this because I did it not for The Rock, but he did it for the fucking Ring of Honor World Belt. I did it for the Ring of Honor. I did it for the people. And he's going to want that Ring of Honor World Champion.
You see a three-way happening?
This is what I see.
Because if he turns on Jericho also, Jericho's going to want revenge and Danielson's going to want revenge. So that'll be a crazy three-way.
Lone Wolf.
You're right.
Lone Wolf Daniel Garcia. That'd be kind of I think that'd be really kind of cool. He'd be like a fun underdog to root for. You know?
I like that too. I like that idea of him turning on him too.
Yeah, I mean, Dan said it right, man. Cage My IQ. I mean, he said he's keeping his enemy closer to Jericho. Yeah,
because it wasn't like he was like smiling or being smug about it after he turned on Danielson. He had like a straight face. It wasn't like, oh yeah, let me go celebrate with the Jericho Appreciation Society. He kept it like pretty like even keel after he turned.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I'm just. You could be right. It could be a three-way on this one. Maybe it's just set up for Ring of Honor. What's the pay-per-view of December? This
Final Battle.
Final Battle. There you go. I always keep confusing them with this member of Honor. Yeah, Final Battle. That could be the case. That could be what maybe we're seeing to elevate that Ring of Honor World, title, and having, Garcia being put over by two of these great, fantastic athletes. That makes kind of sense why they're doing this, being the lone wolf, the lone rider, and be the pinnacle of Ring of Honor. This could be the case of the way how it's looking. Because you hit it right on point, when he wasn't smiling. He was just nothing, like whatever. Like,
he had the Nate Diaz hands up.
Yeah, he had the Nate. Hell yeah, he did. He had the Nate Diaz hand up. He did. Oh man, but I think we're gonna see that slowly transitioning. So, go ahead and finish it off here, De Niro. Thoughts?
I love the matchup. The matchup was absolutely amazing. I love the pre-match video package of Bryan Danielson and Ring of Honor. Those are like the Ring of Honor glory days that I wish I could relive, because that's the shit that saved my fandom for wrestling. It was Bryan Danielson when I stopped watching TNA and WWE and saw one Ring of Honor show, and it was Bryan Danielson on that show versus Nigel McGuinness that made me a fan of wrestling again. And I really, really loved that era for Bryan Danielson and the American Dragon. So I thought it was really cool and a nice touch to show him in his Ring of Honor days like that, because he is regarded as the greatest Ring of Honor champion. Besides Samoa Joe's longest reign, Bryan Danielson was Mr. Ring of Honor. So I love the matchup. I just feel like matches like this for this title would be so much better on a Ring of Honor show and not just in the middle of a AEW Dynamite. This is the reason why, I really, really, really hope that there's a plan to put a Ring of Honor show on either the network or online somewhere soon, because Ring of Honor desperately needs their own identity and does not need to be lost in the shuffle of AEW. But honestly, all that put aside, amazing matchup, and I'm very intrigued with what happened afterwards. I could have saw Daniel Garcia turning his back on Bryan Danielson, but I love the idea, like you said, of him possibly turning his back on Jericho as well and being the lone wolf. So I like that a lot. But great matchup. I just also feel like because this matchup was in the middle of the show, it kind of spoiled what the main event was and what was going to happen in the main event. Because if you didn't have a big title change in the main event, you would have had this matchup main event that show, especially because Jericho is Canadian and this is in Canada.
Very, very true. Absolutely. Man. Matt Callis.
Chris Jericho retaining kind of goes to show what direction they're going to go with this, because Danielson not getting this title means they really want to go with newer talent holding it. I don't know if they're going to do the show just yet. Maybe they could put it on Daniel Garcia. Maybe they could do a dusty finish to Daniel Garcia. If they do a dusty finish on him, that might kind of raise kind of the love for him. Like Garcia's belt, that was his title. Everybody's going to be behind him. He's going to be the lone wolf, the underdog. Everybody could kind of relate to him because he's like a smaller guy. So everybody who's not like a big dude is like, wow, man, this Garcia, he's a renegade. Like, you know, anytime you cheer for the little guy, the underdog, the lone wolf who had his title stolen from him, that's gonna really get mouths watering. So I think that might be the logical place to logical thing to do. Like, if you're not giving it to Danielson and Jericho's going to hold on to it, like, I guess they could do that with Daniel Garcia and make him, you know, he could even steal the belt. He could do something, you know. Yeah. He's going to be the lone underdog, and I think everybody's going to fall in love with them even more so than they already have.
Agreed. I love that concept. Yes. Director, the floor is yours. Mi hermano.
Yeah, I don't think the storyline of this match was the match itself. I think Cage My IQ bringing this point up. If you want to pull it back up, it's at 9:27. Sure. About. Nope. One after that. Next one. That one. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe Daniel Garcia wants to prove to Jericho that he could beat him for that title. I think a better storyline would be he could beat Bryanson for that title. That would be the storyline right there, was to beat your idol. You know, that would be really cool. So I don't know if this thing where he turned on his hero was to prove loyalty to Jericho or just to test himself against someone he wants to prove himself to, whether it's Jericho or Danielson. So
no faction needed for Daniel Garcia.
Yeah. So that to me is the storyline right there, is what are his motives? Because he's not exactly still, it didn't seem like he was still in Jazz. Didn't seem he was in Blackpool. He could just be out for himself, and I want to see. Well, he still has a belt. He could be a double champ. He could, you know, lose a heavyweight belt and be like, I tried. But that to me was what the focus of the storyline was going to be right there. I've kind of figured that he would have something to do with the finish too.
We need to make you a Bryanson for sure. Thank you. I'm sorry.
I love when you say that every time.
I like when he says that. I
can't get it right. I try.
I fucking love it, man.
I'm sorry. It's the same guy, man. Even Jim Ross has said it wrong. Well, I mean, Jim Ross always says it wrong, but I think Regal has said it wrong too, which Regal is law. So
there's been quite a few Daniel Bryan name drops on AEW television.
Ross, for sure.
Even William Regal, damn it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I fucking love it. Oh, man. All right, we're almost there towards the end, gentlemen. And here we go. Oh, wait. No, wrong one. Here we go.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yes. The women's tag team matchup, Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Toni Storm and Hikaru Shida. Man. Jamie Hayter, it's... Okay, this is my fear. I just wanted to, very quick. Okay, so you give Jamie Hayter the push. And now what? This is where some AEW fans pisses me off. You did it for Thunder Rosa, and look what happened. And we're seeing this again over and over. And I'm not blaming the fans, but I blame the booking, of course. You know what I'm talking about, you, TK. I'm not Tim King. I'm talking about the Tony Khan. I blame, of course. I'm always going to digress because he booked the women's horrible.
That's fucking bullshit.
No, you're bullshit, goddammit. I've been saying that forever. Oh, excuse me, God. I didn't mean to say that word. But yes. I'd never say that. I hard to say. But yeah, damn it. Full of shit. But still, I mean, oh my God. Jamie Hayter. Okay, you give her the belt and fucking give her. Let her. Jade Cargill. Can we do that at least? And not only just mentioning, I'm loving the fact that they're now giving Jade Cargill the attention because you have Nyla Rose having the belt. Now you see, obviously your girl Anna Jade. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Wow, you were quick with that one too, Chris.
I got quick.
I'm just, man. I don't know, but I do like the TBS segments where they're going with. Now they got your girl Anna Jay involved in that. Okay, but Jamie Hayter though. I
have a question just to quickly digress. You have someone steal the belt, and now she's going to defend the belt that she stole that doesn't belong to her.
It's so ridiculous. I have to. I hate it, but I don't. I hate it, but I don't. It's so delusional. Like if that was a real person, if this was like a Super Bowl ring or the Stanley Cup since we're in Canada, like, imagine like, hey, I broke into your locker room and stole your belt or your cup. I'm the champion. We're defending it. Like, are you? Am I? I mean, am I?
And then you got Nyla Rose saying, "Well, possession is 9/10 of the law."
It was
like,
so.
I am the law, Judge Dredd.
Mental health awareness is a thing in pro wrestling because
it's whoever wrote that. Chris.
Yeah,
whoever wrote it. So, but I have a feeling Nyla Rose is gonna come to the ring dressed as Judge Dredd, and I'm gonna be all for it.
At least, yeah. At least
Wow.
they're moving the storyline somewhere. So like Nyla's gonna just steal the belt and defend it, and then eventually she's gonna have to lose it back to Jade Cargill, which is what I see happening.
It's like me setting up a restaurant inside McDonald's.
Or or the fake Starbucks from Nathan For You.
Yeah.
The stupid Starbucks.
I was just watching that segment. I was just like, the whole time. I was like, "Are you serious?
Yeah,
Going to defend the title?"
If you're a real person, you can't possibly think that. You know?
You're right.
Oh man, go ahead, director. I want to get your thoughts, man.
Yeah, the whole splitting up Baker and Hater, the Baker Hater movement, where it's like, oh, I'm your friend, oh, I'm not your friend, oh, I'm going to help you, but I accidentally helped Toni Storm, but I still beat her up. Like that kind of just it's over. It's weird. That didn't have the resolution I thought it was going to have. Of course, you don't get a singles match on Dynamite, and I think now the match is going to be Toni Storm versus Shida for the belt. And I think if you defend in any sport, even legit sports like MMA, if you defend an interim belt more than twice, it's the undisputed belt. So Toni Storm is, in my book, the undisputed women's champion.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Even though it could be debatable, but
She's had that belt longer than Thunder Rosa had it when she was official.
But and you know
that
what?
might not be true, but it feels like it.
No, I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing. The only thing I will debate on is not with you, but with booking. You've noticed you're booking her more than booking Thunder.
Well, Thunder's doing some she's got like an issue, right? That she has with contract.
Yeah. Well,
but beforehand, even when Thunder Rosa was champion, she was barely on TV, and she had bullshit ass promos when she wasn't.
Yeah, she had like 2 defenses. I think Perazzo maybe and Serena Deeb, something like that, and that's it. I don't know, but yeah, Toni Storm is. I mean, night in, night out. Even on tomorrow on Dynamite on Dark or whatever Rampage. I knew I'd get it right eventually.
No, but she was also on Dark. She was on Dark this week as well.
On Saturday night on Shotgun on. Rampage. I've seen her defended on Heat at the Hammerstein Ballroom against the 1-2-3 kid.
Yeah. I had the 1-2-3 Kids theme downloaded.
1, 2, 3.
That's how hardcore Toni Storm is right now. She's making up for lost time, and she is the official champion in my book and in my heart. Abierto is mi corazón es abierto por Toni Storm.
Your heart is open. Sí, Simone.
Yeah, to quote our Mike Money Mike, our heart's open.
Yes, his heart is open. Mike Palace, take it away.
All right, so 2 of the biggest things. First and foremost, Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker look like a real tag team. I like the matching gear. I
can almost not tell them apart. Besides, there's a particular feature. So
we're right here.
We're right here. But we can't say
I know who that is.
Who that is?
Jamie Hayter has what I'm going to say is a tattoo on her thigh.
Yeah, let me just.
There you go.
There you go. Right there. You see the thigh. Yeah. You see.
Yeah. She has a tattoo on her right thigh, and that's a very distinguished feature.
She's had it since Stardom. She's had it. So, but if there's a women's tag team in the future, I think they should come up with a name. You know, Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter and
the dentist's office. Duh.
That's a great. They just have to have the name of the tag team on that matching gear, but I like the look. Now, with that being said, overall, the women's division, they're not giving us their best. They're sending us this. So they're not giving. If you want to see the best that the only wrestler from these four that we've seen the best of, maybe Hikaru Shida, but we've only seen the best of Britt Baker so far. We haven't seen the full potential of Tony or Jamie Hayter, or even like half of the full potential of Hikaru Shida. It's like all of their best matches are in their that are recorded haven't been put on by AEW. Jamie Hayter's best matches are in Stardom. Tony Storm's best matches are in Stardom. And then Hikaru Shida's best matches are in Tokyo Joshi Pro and Gato Move. Like they're all in other things. And we haven't really seen those personalities translate to AEW yet. And that this is where I'd blame booking. I want to see the best of them as individual wrestlers. I want to see those kind of what they had in those some of the magic that they had over there. You know, I mean, quick story about Toni Storm. She won the Stardom World Championship just because Mayu Iwatani broke her leg in the middle of the match.
They called it audible in mid-match, or
yeah. And so what happened was, Tony accepted the title, and she said, "I don't think I deserve this belt. I don't deserve this belt until I defeat Mayu Iwatani one-on-one." So Tony, I think maybe this also could be a callback to that, because Tony's won titles that she feels like she hasn't deserved in the past, but she wants to earn them. So I think I kind of like that kind of backstory with her. You know, it's a little bit of that. And then Jamie was a foreign menace. You know, she was, you know, she loved to torment her opponents. So I mean, and then Hikaru Shida, she came to the ring with those two other belts, Regina de Wave and everything else. So I forgot what the other belt was, but she has a lot of overseas stuff. She's definitely doing double duty. So, you know, we still have not yet seen the best of every single woman here, except for Britt Baker.
Give me what I want.
Very true. There you go. Gotta give Matt Callis what he wants, because he's gonna, you know, Matt Callis will end up being with the Stanford Stooges, man. I think he'll be over there. He'll be watching the product over there.
Stooge.
Yes, that's what he'll do.
Poor Josh Matthews.
I know.
Still don't like him.
One or two. Was he tough enough season 1 or 2?
I think it was 1.
One.
Was he also a VJ on MTV?
I don't remember that, to be honest.
You know what's funny story about Josh Matthews is that he's like all sleeved up.
Yeah. I saw him without. Yeah.
And he's married to Madison Rain.
Good for him.
Wifey's over in AEW.
Yeah, all the wifeys are in AEW. But all right, De Niro.
The matchup was a good matchup. I'm gonna sound like a broken record every time we talk about the women here on this show. I feel like Tony Khan doesn't know how to book women. He puts all the women in one match. That's why every week we see.
It's almost a meme now. I mean, it is a meme.
Yeah. Every week we see women matches, four-way matches, tag matches, because he's not putting numerous matches on the show for the women, or numerous segments for the women to really develop the women's personality and for them to get over. So, you know, shout out to Kenny from the Call Up Podcast. I was on there on Tuesday, and we had a whole conversation about this for about like 20 minutes. It's a shame that, you know, I feel like at some point he shouldn't even have women on the roster if you're going to continue to poorly book them. It's not even just poorly book them.
Agree.
It's fucking lazy. It's lazy booking. And the fact that, you know, people don't know these stories of these women, it's not the women. I see so many people talk about how much the women's division sucks in AEW, and I couldn't agree less. I fucking love the women in the division. They are so fucking talented, and there's great stories, great personalities, but they're never given the shine. They're never given the chance to have an opportunity to have more than one segment on the show. And it's kind of disgusting at this point that we're almost a year in and we're still talking about the same shit. And then you bring in people like Saraya and you bring in people like Ruby Soho and Tony Storm, and it doesn't matter who you bring in. You can fucking bring in Trish Stratus and Lita to AEW. If you have someone who's writing the show who does not know how to book women or give them more than one segment, then it's like, what's the point of even having them on the show? Dan says there's need to be one-on-one matches, but the women do have 4 segments a show.
I only counted 2.
I count 2 also, and
I don't count that bunny thing with the Butcher the Blade. That didn't count as a women's segment for me.
But not only that, why is there only one or two storylines for the women on the fucking division?
And this is all one storyline right here. Like this is
exactly.
This doesn't have Evangeline Butterfly, Nightingale, and whoever else is Saraya's in this storyline. And then when you go over to the Jade Cargill storyline, you got 6 women over there. And Ember Moon or Saraya Nighthawk, whatever her name is now. Like,
my biggest thing is this. It's like, even when they do give them storylines, the storylines fucking suck. There's no intrigue. There's no creativity to these storylines. If you remember, before Thunder Rosa got hurt, the storyline for the build towards Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa for the title was they were a tag team, and there was a promo where Toni Storm says she still has her eye on the women's champion, and Thunder Rosa says, I'll think about it. And then next week, they just booked the matchup. Before that, the storyline between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker was just, oh, well, you beat me before and I beat you. Now let's have a match for the title. The storyline with Serena Deeb was, I'm a better wrestler than you. I want the title. Where's the creativity? Where's the creativity that you give the guys? You don't give that same love to the women. So in that case, why have women on your roster? And if you're only going to have them for one fucking segment or one storyline per show, you don't need like 20 women on the goddamn roster. All you need is like a good 4 or 5 because you use the same women every week, and it's always the same bullshit. One match a show, one stupid ass promo that literally builds up nobody, shows no one's personality. So it's like, at this point, I don't even see the point of having women on the show, and it's not because of the women. It's because of Tony Khan.
They need to call up Rossi Ogawa, who is the main booker for Stardom. Just call him. Tony, call Rossi Ogawa up and get your classes from him.
No, they need to tell Tony Khan to give some fucking... he needs to delegate his roles to other people in the company.
Exactly.
Because it is obvious right now when you see the lazy booking, to me, and this is what I talked about on the call-up with Kenny too, you could see the burnout in Tony Khan and him having too much on his plate. I feel like that's why we see lazy booking on this show. He has way too much on his plate, and he should not be writing every single show. He should delegate some of these roles to other people.
At the end of a Tony Khan booking meeting, it's all right, thank God we're done. All right. Fuck the women. All right, I don't know.
Fuck, man. He probably is like that.
Yeah, a four-way, please.
Yeah, just put him at the 10 o'clock spot. I don't know, 8 of them.
8 of them. Wow. It's sad but true, Shout Metallica.
Sad but true. Fuck. So Tony Khan
here with Jade Cargill and the baddies.
First and foremost, Tony, cut the shit.
There you go. Cut the shit, TK, because we're tired of it. Even they're tired of it. All right. Now, main event for Dynamite for the All-Atlantic Championship. Pac versus your boy, Orange Cassidy. And now, the moment of truth. We have now a new All-Atlantic World Champion.
Where's my tent?
There you go. That is right. All I can say is fantastic match for Orange Cassidy. Great storytelling. Why I say that because
there we go. Got it.
There you go. Yes. Oh man, AKA Pac Hammer Time. Yes, it's Hammer Time. Boom, boom. Yes.
Can't touch this.
Can't touch this. And of course, great upset for Orange Cassidy, his first title win, first championship win. Great match, great storytelling in the ring. Pac playing the heelish. I love it from the beginning to the end. And shout out to Chris Statlander because she was there, even off the air, celebrating for Orange Cassidy. So
I didn't know.
So I'm happy. There was a picture on Twitter. They put it up there that she was. She went into.
Yeah, I watched the off-air thing. It faded to black, and then it came back in for like 30 seconds. I didn't see her, so that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And it was awesome, man. Congratulations to Orange Cassidy. Fantastic job. Now it's just to see what's next for Orange Cassidy, and I hope. I want to say this, just like how Pac, and I'm not disregarding Pac. Kudos to Pac because he defended that belt in other territories. I hope we see the same from Orange. I hope we can see him being like an open challenge for every week, either on or on Dynamite. It doesn't matter to me, and as long as he does it and brings prestige to that belt. Just like how I feel Wardlow should do this. But of course, your boy TK doesn't know how to book fucking Wardlow. And that's what pisses me off too. That TNT belt should be booked weekly, open, challenge. Just like Jade Cargill's TBS title. But I digress with that.
Doing that. Or was Darby Allin doing
that? Yeah, Cody
did
it. Darby did it. I mean, shit. I mean, I see Miro doing the same thing. Oh yeah, Miro as well did. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Miro as well. That's right. But I enjoyed this. Great way to end the show. And I'm looking forward for Rampage because that's another live one tomorrow. And they're going to be, I believe, in Montreal. I believe so, if I'm correct, I think. Or I don't know what other place in Canada that will be. But I'm happy for this for Orange Cassidy. Mike Callis, take it away.
I think this was really the ultimate, I think I kind of wish they had a pay-per-view around this time period because Orange Cassidy definitely deserves a pay-per-view victory. But, I like that they gave him the confetti and the ticker tape and just the big ovation. Everybody already loves him, but he definitely deserves belts. I think we're going to finally get to see kind of how, for those who are familiar with Orange Cassidy on the indies, we're going to finally get to see Orange Cassidy carry his belt to the ring in his backpack like he always does.
Well, what I'm going to love is he's going to come out. He's going to have the belt. He's just going to be like.
He already, at the end, he was already like that. He held it up once, but he's just like.
He's just going to be like.
Tetsuya Naito was very similar with his belt, too.
He dragged his belts, though.
Yeah. Tetsuya Naito destroyed that IC title.
He hated that title. He
tossed it up in the air and shit.
Yeah,
he has a storyline reason for hating it. Orange Cassidy just feels apathetic towards it. So that's the main difference. But overall, it's I guess it's finally if you can kind of think of this movie wise, this is like the nerdy kid finally beating up his bully. That's the other big one. So it's like the end of Revenge of the Nerds or whatever high school movie where you see the guy beat up his bully, in high school. This is that it gives you that kind of satisfaction.
Okay. De Niro.
This was a great moment, and it was well deserved for Orange Cassidy. He definitely put on a great matchup, showed a lot of intensity. Him and Pac has a lot of chemistry between each other, and this is one of the original feuds in AEW. This feud been going on since 2019, so I'm definitely it was, I believe, Revolution, right? Was the Revolution pay-per-view? His first match was with Pac. Honestly, I love how this storyline kept on progressing throughout the years, and they'll go away from it, but it was always back to Pac and Orange Cassidy, and he finally got his just due. He got his victory, and he won the title, and I think it's great. Pac now could worry about the trios titles, and you can have Orange Cassidy go off and defend the All-Atlantic.
Yeah, good celebration right there, man. Congrats to the man. Finally. And it's about damn time that he did it. But
one YouTube channel calls him Oh God. So I'll just say that.
oh God. Director, the floor is yours.
It really is, because I said everything that was going to happen in this match happened last week to a T.
That's why I'm not saying shit, because you were on point. That's why I saved you for last, because you fucking said it since last.
I said that each time that they rematch, Pac is just this much closer to losing, which is what has resorted him to having to cheat, where he successfully cheated to win last time. This time he attempted to cheat and failed and ended up actually losing, and that was the evolution of the storyline. Is it finally came true that Orange had his number? Yeah, I don't know how I pulled that one off. It was pretty clear to me that that's what the movement was going to be. And
they're listening.
Here is to a long and fruitful championship reign for the Orange one. Can't wait to see how long he holds on to this belt. Hopefully it's not transitional. Hopefully he doesn't drop it to Miro on his return or something like that. Yeah. And then, Pac still has a belt. He has 33.3333% of a trios title.
Holla if you hear me.
Holla if you hear me.
Freak nasty. Yeah, it was an all right match. It was a little spammy in the finish. There was some really cool stuff. I mean, it was 90% Pac and then 10% Orange at the finish in it's called the Casa de Fuego, the House of Fire finish. I loved that Pac dragged him 90 feet up a ramp by one arm. It looked fake. Go back and watch the aerial view of the ramp carry. It looked fake. Orange was so still. And to think that, go back to that picture of him holding the belt. Do we see track marks up his chest from that drag? No, I don't know how you don't. But, yeah,
I love how he rolled back to the ring, too.
Yeah, that was super clever. And he really timed that well. He got in there exactly at 9.999.
He dragged him up. That's what he's saying. And then, I apologize. Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
That tombstone. Oh, my God.
That's incredible on the steel guard floor rail, whatever the fuck. Yeah. But then all it took was Orange to get back in the ring, hit 2 DDTs, 2 orange punches, and it was over. So I don't want to say it was anticlimactic. It was definitely that's how it had to go down, and it did, and new. So yeah, I'm not mad about it.
Awesome. I can't wait to what the future holds for that. And I'm looking forward, man. I'm really excited. And what I'm excited to as well is, of course, for tomorrow, you have Rampage there, ladies and gentlemen. Rampage. Of course, Moxley, Cassidy versus the Butcher and Blade. I'm gonna try to do what Excalibur did. Oh, yes, I'm going to come see Rampage. We got John Moxley, Cassidy versus Butcher and Blade. You got Ethan Page versus Isaiah Cassidy. You have FTR, Sean Spear versus Brian Cage, and AK Spaghetti. You have Nyla Rose versus Anna Jay and much more. So make sure you do it tomorrow, right? It's 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock Central Time on TNT. Fuck, I couldn't even do that.
You got 45 here, 45 there. 75 here, 75 there.
It's become his thing now. If you notice, the first time he did it a couple months ago, when it was what the fuck was that, Excalibur? Now he's doing it a lot more. And I think they kind of wrote it down.
He's better of it little by little, but fuck.
I think the first time he did it, they just didn't review the script. They were like, homie's going to have to go through 90 matches. So.
I feel like he probably says it in the normal speed and they put times 3 on the speed just to get through the show.
Yeah.
You guys think Excalibur should be an auctioneer or something? 35 years, 35 there.
No, 75 there. Wait, 75 there, 74 there, 84 there. Oh, wait, sold
for Luchasaurus.
But I'm excited for this one, especially. I know we didn't bring this up on Dynamite, but the Ethan Page Isaiah, of course, with Private Party's contract was bought off from the firm. Stokely ended up using their money to buy it off. Now Matt Hardy's contract on the line. If Ethan wins, I guess they run Matt Hardy's contract besides Private Party. Of course, with Sean Spears returning, teaming up with FTR, so I'm looking forward to that. Nyla Rose, director brought up about the Nyla Rose and Anna Jay, segment. This one, I did see the Butcher and Blade, of course, calling out, Claudio and John. Okay, I'm intrigued, so I'm looking forward. Maybe how's it gonna be? I have a bad feeling that Sean Spears is gonna turn on FTR. I'm saying it right now. It's a hot take.
Did Sean's turning on FTR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Whatever. See you later, my DeLorean.
What happened then?
I don't know. He fucking hit 88 miles an hour.
Oh, what's going on,
transported to
man?
the future.
Oh, there he is.
My Wi-Fi just went out, so I just went on my hotspot right now. Hopefully it stays.
Yeah, you're all good.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
I see my router
I
right
need
here is
my
like blinking for
hotspot.
some reason.
But man, before anything else, I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to give away some tickets for PCW Ultra Friday, October 21st, set in stone. These are the great matches coming up, of course. Super Sakai versus Viva Band for the PCW Ultra Women's Championship. You have Lynn Storado versus Jay Vidal for the Ultra Light Championship. And you have Shane Hayes versus Puma King. We haven't seen in a long time. We got Tio Leona versus Papo Esco. Daniel Limelight versus Matt Vandergriff. Ultimo Dragon will be there as well.
Wow, that's so
The legend.
He will be there. Casey Navarro and Lucas Riley. In the main events, the Fatal 4-Way, the Vault, this cage. This is not your typical cage match. This is this is with weapons involved. You guys heard me?
Is that date correct?
October 21st. Yes, it is. Next Friday, October 21st.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just making sure because I have something on the 21st myself that I thought was on a Saturday. So I just found out.
October the 21st. You have Alex Hammerstone defending the PCW Heavyweight Championship versus, of course, Shaft, Simbodi, and a mystery opponent, a Fatal 4-Way. And this is a vault that is going to be very, very crazy. So we're going to give 2 tickets away. Make sure you hashtag PCW October 21st. Hashtag that on all the social media platforms you see here on COD, Wrestling Delorean, on our channel. And we will announce the winners next week of the 2 free tickets for this fantastic event. Happen to you guys.
Show.
Make sure there's a stack interview with somebody. A great conversation I had with him. And then Monday coming up, of course, Monday night you will have De Niro will be sitting down with Lucas Riley. And then the following day, De Niro and I will be sitting down with Matt Vandergriff. So we'll go ahead and get the anticipation going for PCW Ultra October 21st. So there's a lot of shit going. And there's been a lot of shit going too. That the reason why I brought up this event, gentlemen, because I want you guys. I'm curious to get your thoughts. We're not going to break down the whole card. Obviously, there's 2 matches that I'm really intrigued for. Triple Mania is this Saturday, of course. Triple Mania coming to you today, so I'm looking forward to it. As there's 2 matches here that I am excited, and I'm really intrigued. And I'll show you guys very quick. We'll get into the show very quickly. There's 3. One is La Güera Loca. Tyle Valkyrie defending the world title versus Camille. Oh man, the NWA Women's Champion. That's gonna be a slobber knock. I think I'm really excited for that one. I don't know how you guys
They
feel
just
about
had
that
an amazing matchup for XPW about 2 months ago. Great chemistry between them.
Yes, and of course, then you have the other one that Pentagon Mask versus Mask. So of course, Pentagon Jr. versus Villano number 4. Of course, you already know the rules of Mask versus Mask. Director is an experience, has the experience of lucha libre, so he can tell you what mask versus mask. Of course, the loser has to lose his mask and turn their opponent. And
Chris, did you ever lose your mask in a match?
No. I worked for another promotion without it and found out the hard way that was frowned upon. I was like, oh, all right. I didn't want to wear a mask at some point. I was like, I should probably not wear a mask at some point. And so I figured that one out.
Shout out to
Blackheart. Was good.
Blackheart was going on. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, one that I'm really invested is the main event for this one is, of course, Rey Fénix going after the AAA World Heavyweight title versus Hijo de Vecino. This is the one. Can we see Rey Fénix maybe defeating Hijo de Vecino on this one? I mean, anybody wants to give their thoughts on that one? Imagine him winning the world title.
You have to assume that Rey Fénix is definitely not losing his mask. So if one brother wins, the other has to lose. That's how
yes.
that's my logic behind it. So
expect a lot of crazy high flying moves because both of these guys are very innovative and they do a lot of crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
So,
fuck yeah. Your take on Matt Callis on that? So we close it out here.
It is. I wonder if this is the first time Ray Phoenix has held a double championship of the AAA. What was it? Light heavy. He's got like a light
cruiserweight. Yes, the cruiserweight.
He's got the AAA cruiserweight, and if he gets the Mega Campeonato, if he gets that one, he could be, I guess, one of the first. Is that CM? What's the other belt he's holding? Is that the CMLL?
Tag team. No. Yeah,
they're both AAA.
No, it's both AAA. I think it's a light heavyweight. I think he has. I think he does.
He's got 3 champions. He's gonna be one of their first few triple champions. You know, that's insane. That's insane. Absolutely.
The last time I saw a triple champion in AAA, I don't know if you guys remember El Zorro.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he won a matchup against I believe it was Electroshock and Charlie Manson.
Charlie Manson.
Yeah, and he won like 3 titles at one matchup. But that's the only time I ever remember a triple champion holder in AAA.
The multi-man matches that are listed are pretty insane, but I'll say it's a little bit too soon for Pentagon to lose his mask right now. Everybody loves him right now, and it would be too big of a change to like happen off of AEW television for him to lose his mask. But I mean, if it does happen, then I don't know if his career can recover from because so much of the brand is built around Pentagon Jr.'s mask.
It'd be funny if he unmasked and he has his same mask face painted onto him.
Tattooed.
I like that. That's clever.
That's a cool backup. Maybe that'd be a pretty badass backup. But as for some of the other matches listed, we don't have to go over them, but I'll just say it's El Cuatetrero, Sanson, Forastrero versus Psycho Clown, Laredo Kid, Bandito versus Brian Cage, Sam Adonis, and Johnny Caballero.
It's Johnny Mundo, but it's Johnny Caballero. And that's the other one right there. Yeah, that's another
Kenny
one
Omega
right
was
there.
supposed to be on this card. Kenny Omega was
but
blocked
they took him off.
Which I don't get. If Kenny Omega is suspended from AEW, why does that stop him from wrestling for all these other companies?
I think they said AEW wasn't going to let him go or something like that.
Yeah, it was AEW who pulled him from this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conan confirmed it on his pod that Tony Khan pulled him off the card. He said because it was supposed to be Kenny Omega and Hijo de Vecino for the Mega World title, but he pulled him off, so that's when they put Ray Phoenix instead of.
Did you guys catch the Tony Khan interview on Ariel Helwani's show?
Wait, didn't he call him out on some bullshit? Something happened where
go ahead.
He no commented everything, every question, every hard question. Oh well, when are we going to see them come back from suspension? Oh, I don't want to comment on that. Oh well, was there a real life heat between you and MJ? I don't want to comment on that. The whole episode was no comment. I'm not talking about that. No comment. And Ariel Helwani.
Why would you even do a shoot interview with a guy like Ariel who does not live in kayfabe?
Exactly. And then the big question was, if there was nobody who went to jail, if there was nothing if there's no one pressing charges, why is there still an investigation against the Elite and CM Punk? And why are these guys still suspended? And Tony Khan said no comment. He said there's an open investigation and I don't want to talk about an open investigation. And Ariel Helwani called him out on his shit. He said, well, no one pressed charges, so how's there an open investigation?
It might be
who's investigating.
It might be a libel suit that either Punk or somebody from the Elite's going some sort of it might go into defamation. Who knows?
I don't know, but it's just stupid to go on a show like Ariel Helwani's show and know that you're going to be asked about all the drama that's going on. And this motherfucker fucking no commented everything.
Yeah, Ariel did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, I could imagine if I brought someone onto a show after a bunch of drama being going down backstage, how do you expect me not to bring that shit up?
Yeah, it's bad. It's weird.
It is, and even MJF did better than Tony Khan in that interview. MJF actually really answered his answers were very blunt, but he even though he did not want to comment on the whole debacle what's going on, but the way how he kind of switched it off,
Yeah.
I was surprised that Tony Khan couldn't do that. That's how you know that it, for me, it's pathetic.
He's not media trained.
That's why you need to have like either William Regal or have the director Chris Kennedy or have somebody fucking do this shit.
Put Renee in that role. Renee could be the one in charge of the fucking the scrums and all that. She would do perfect for that role.
Yes. And now you have all the backstage former WWE, AEW backstage, but that's if they bring back the other piece of shit, which I'm not going to mention his name. He don't deserve it. So I'm not going to mention his other name. But, man, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you all for tuning in here, man. But tomorrow, top 5 Kane moments for our top 5 picks of the week, because we forgot to do his because we were backtracked. So now we're trying to catch it up. 25 years ago, Kane did debut on October 7th on, of course, In Your House. Out of Blood debut. That's gotta be Kane. So we're gonna be doing 5 more greatest moments of Kane's from his debut to what his career. He hasn't mentioned he's retired. He's just, he's done. I guess obviously because he's Mayor Jacobs. Yeah, for not
spoiler alert. All 5 of my moments come from corporate Kane.
No, they come from the political arena. When Kane spoke at the conference for Austrian economics and the Libertarian Party, all of his boring political stuff. Like Kane has like the most boring moments. You see, Austrian economics works because like there's hours of him talking about it on YouTube.
That sounds so fucking boring.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, exactly. But man, time to hit it. It's time to hit it. Yes.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Yes, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. But don't forget, we appreciate you all for tuning in here on us. 1, 2, 3. I remember what Matt Kelly would say. 1, 2, 3. This is MGC with like 2.5 years ago. I remember that. Oh, good times. But yes, for episode 123, I want to thank all of our audio platform listeners. Do not forget to subscribe and follow us on social media, especially, of course, on our social media platforms, Wrestling Delorean Podcast and Fake Destroy and the COD as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to Fake Destroy's YouTube channel as well. They have 1, 2 fantastic quality, such good fucking shit of music that the director brings to you. That's what he does. That's what he does. So yes. Oh, I just saw what you commented right now.
That's literally that. I sent you guys the link. That's really Kane talking about Austrian economics for an hour and 40 minutes. Can you believe that's the same guy? That's the same guy who has fired.
He should have did it with his mask on.
Should have did it with his mask on. But man, I mean, once again, make sure you purchase tickets for PCW Ultra. The description will be right below. And also, do not forget on November, the exclusive track for Fake Destroyed. Make sure you follow Fake Destroyed all over the social media. You want to hear this banger. We're only going to give you a preview of it. We gave it to you earlier, but
I can be cooler despite all the noise. Endlessly echoes the sound of your voice. The sound of my voice. Now on your finger on the board that destroys. Open my eyes to the sound of your voice. I gave up on existence. Set up with forgiveness.
that's all you can hear. You got to hear the rest.
All you get.
That's all you get. You want to hear the rest of it? Make sure you follow Fake Destroyed. Follow them all over on the music, platforms, especially Spotify. And man, okay, let's see. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. But you do have something in event October 21st, do you, director?
We're filming a music video for 47, so there's gonna be a live event for that. If you go to our Facebook, check out the event page, that'll have the details for you.
That is right, and the description will be right below as well. So, for all of our audio platform listeners, en español, muchas gracias por escucharnos aquí cerca de debate. No se les olvide suscribir a nuestro canal. Gracias por todo el apoyo y el amor que nos dan ustedes aquí con mis hermanos y especialmente con el Mike Dinero que ya ha regresado aquí con nosotros, ya está mejorado y ya ahora que estamos con el director, con el señor 69, así dándole pues lo mejor Contacta de Lucha Libre para ustedes. Notificaciones abajo, suscribe. Y también sigue a Fake Destroyer, también suscribe a ellos en su canal de YouTube y de Spotify y Apple Podcast, donde cualquier lugar que pueden escuchar este fantástico banda de Fake Destroyer y a nosotros, Circo Debate. And shout out to all of our European listeners. Guten Tag, Gesistier, Tschüss. And we appreciate you all, especially now we have Italy. Now, thank you, buongiorno. Thank you for listening in here from Italy. We do have, Italian listeners now. Thank you so much. And shout out to you, Italy, Czech Republic, Sweden, Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, the UK, all over Europe, India as well. Thank you so much. Fiji, we appreciate you guys for listening to us. Matt Callis, let them know in the Philippines.
Mabuhay, kumusta kayo to everybody in both Manila, Lamitan, Basilan, Mactan City, Cebu, all the provinces. Shout out to you guys. I hope you guys bring lunches on the Super Cat. I hope that boat's still running. All y'all in Leyte, all y'all in Boracay. Shout out to the Koreans and the Japanese and the Chinese that got hotel rooms in Boracay. Who knows? We'll be in Boracay soon. Let's hold an event there. Ivan, what do you think? Boracay puts other tropical islands to shame. It's pretty bomb.
Oh yeah.
I think Mike De Niro. I thought you went to Boracay just now.
Man, this fucking storm is messing with my Wi-Fi. I'm so sorry, guys.
Man, is it flooded outside?
It's storming pretty bad. Like there's thunder landing right now. I can see it through the window. But
I'm surprised your microphone's really good because we can't hear it at all. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, that's what this big ass dome thing is to block out all of the noise.
Just in case it gets really bad, promise me you'll get an inflatable raft.
Yeah, I got in
if that water reaches a 13th floor.
Oh yeah. I don't think it's getting all the way up here.
You're up high enough.
Oh, pretty high, yeah.
But yes, De Niro, let them know in English to all of our audio platform listeners.
If my Wi-Fi will allow me to, before I get cut out again, definitely thank you so much for everybody who tuned into this episode of Circle Debate. Everybody who tunes in to every Wrestling Delorean episode. We appreciate all our followers and subscribers, and we love you guys, and we do this for you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because there's a lot more content coming to the channel. A lot of cool interviews coming next week with wrestlers from PCW Ultra, and a lot more content from Circle Debate every Tuesday with New Japan, Wednesday with the MMA show, Thursday with the flagship show, and Friday with Top 5, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with the Wrestling Delorean podcast. We love you guys.
That is right, because we'll be here next week. Make sure tomorrow, Top 5 with K Moments. We'll be back next week. Wrestling Delorean interviews for PCW Ultra. Tuesday, New Japan show. Wednesday for UFC 280. And that is right. Oliveira Makovic, the director himself, will be hosting that. And we're excited. I got to do the Nick Flanders before we leave. I haven't done it all day. I have to do it. I'm sorry. I know I'm derailing. I apologize for that card, man. That card is stacked. You have Oliveira, Makovic, Dillashaw, Sterling, Peter Yashad O'Malley, Darush versus Carvalho.
Murderers Row.
I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm sorry. It's been
a while. It's been a while since any kind of pay-per-view.
Fucking. So make sure you watch us on Wednesdays. There's a lot of shit. Banger after banger after
banger.
That is right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. The host is what I see with, of course, mi hermano Dinero, Mike De Niro, Mr. DeLorean himself, Mr. 69, and the director, the one and only host to host, coast to coast, Mr. Fake Chris Kennedy. Letting you guys know that Fake Destroyed, the Wrestling Delorean, Circle Debate, the League. We don't just do podcasts. Matt Callis, tell them what the hell we do.
We don't make podcasts. We make crab people history. We make history. History, and history, and more history, and more history, and more history. And
more history?
And Kane teaching about Austrian economics.
Right.
All right.
Must be Jew. Goodbye.
Mwah. And good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!